Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and today we are going to be checking out the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Beast-Man, as he appears in the new Netflix animated series. Yeah, so they are really giving us a bunch of figures for this. This new wave is starting to hit right now. I actually picked this guy up on Amazon, and it's really interesting because, as you can see, he is in a different style packaging. So I guess this is being treated as sort of like a deluxe figure. And instead of being on a blister card, you can see he's in this open box here where you can fully, touch the toy, and you can even, it has a try me like cutout in the box so you can try the power punch feature, which is the same feature that we've got on all the other figures in the line. But I guess what makes him deluxe is Beastman is bigger. He's bulkier, he's taller, and we'll see that when we compare him to some of the other figures after we get him out of this box. Also in the back, you can see he's got a whip. He's got some sort of green, I think it's like, it's supposed to be like a blast or some claw type attack action thing. It clips on his arm. I don't know. We'll look at it when we get it out of the box. And then, of course, when you look at the back, there is just a very small cross-cell showing the other figure in this particular lineup here. But, of course, you got this big cutout in the box. So let's go ahead and get him pulled out, and we will get a closer look at the figure. All right, we've got our Beastman out of that box. Let me bring in the tape measure here. You can see that the figure is pushing 6 inches tall. The line in general is about at the 5.5-inch scale, just like the vintage toy line. You can also see just how bulky this guy is. I mean, from the spikes on his shoulder all the way across, I mean, that's like 5.5 inches right there. So this is a big, chunky figure. And if I bring in He-Man and let's bring in Trapjaw over here, because Trapjaw was also a bit bigger, but he's one of the basic figures. And you can see these guys standing next to each other. So you can see that while he's in scale, he is bulkier than the other figures, which is why he's in the deluxe lineup. It's really, really cool. I actually like that they did that for Beastman, because I've always liked Beastman being portrayed just a little bit bigger. I think that's really cool. I loved that in the 2002 series as well. And all in all, this is a great looking figure. It's a good representation of the way the character looks in the new series with the new animation there. One thing I was really noticing are all the little details on this guy. First of all, he's got these skulls hanging off of the front of his armor there. This one in the front is definitely a spider-like head, and in the trailer for season 2, we've already seen Webstore, and he's got a bit more of this spider-like look to his body, which makes me think that, I don't know, Beastman must have killed somebody from Webstore's species at some point and is wearing his skull. That's crazy. And I don't know if maybe one of these is like a snake head or what, but I love it. I think that is such a really neat look for the character. If you look over here at his gauntlets, it is all unpainted. It's just molded in brown plastic, but you'll see the little sculpted details. There's a bunch of daggers right there attached to his gauntlets, which is kind of a neat little touch as well. Those are really the only parts that feel unpainted, like the skulls and the gauntlets are just molded in a color plastic, but otherwise, this guy feels really colorful. I do like the big red fur around the neck, because that really kind of feels like the red furry armor that he wore in the vintage toy line on top of the bright orange body. So it really looks cool, like it's a different look, but you can look at him and you can still see Beastman, and I think that is so important when you have any sort of a reboot or an update to a character. Love the big spikes up there on his shoulders. So I don't know, all in all, I really like the look of this guy. I think he feels really good. Now the articulation is about what you would expect for this particular line. He's got this big hunched over body. You can turn the head left and right, but of course it just kind of has him like with that confused puppy dog look, like, huh? The arms kind of go outwards, but you can see they are very much hindered by these big bulky shoulder pads. You can move the arms forwards and backwards otherwise. There's no bends or anything in the elbows, just a swivel at the wrist there. Now, you've got that spring-loaded torso for the power punch. So you can see he just swings back, but you can also bring him backwards, and he springs forwards, just like all the figures in this line so far. And then the legs have those joints where they can slightly go outwards, kind of hindered by the skirt piece that he's wearing. You can also move the legs forwards and backwards, and you can swivel at the feet. So they definitely have a minimalistic articulation in this line, but it feels, very, very retro, I guess. I don't know. It works fine for what these are, though. And he's stable, he's big and bulky, he feels hefty, so I do like that quite a bit. Now, as far as his accessories, he does come with a whip, of course, because you can't have Beastman without a whip, though this is a totally redesigned version. It looks like it's made of bones, which is really, really neat. Maybe snake bones. There really seems to be a lot of Snake Men type stuff tying into all this that from the trailer for Season 2, it looks like we're leading into. But I also love how he's got clearly like 3 different pieces at the top. Now they're all molded together, but he's got the little handguard on there as well, which is a great nod to the retro Beastman. And you can get him to hold that in either one of his hands. That works out really well. And of course, that's where that power punch can really come into place, so you can have him beat up other characters. So that is pretty cool. Now, aside from the whip, he also comes with this little energy effect thing. Now this clips onto his wrist over here, and I think it's meant to look sort of like an energy slash or like some claws. It's interesting trying to clip this on. As you can see, it doesn't clip on as solid as I would like it to. It's a bit loose. There you go. That's better. I guess you just got to find the right spot. But he does this in the show. Of course, it's the power of havoc. I love the way Skeletor yells that in the show. But so it's like this green kind of energy effect, sort of in the shape of claws. So you can have that for his power punch slash as well. So I don't know. All in all, pretty fun stuff. All right, guys. It's comparison time. Let's go ahead and take a look at this brand new Beastman alongside of the other Beastman action figures that have come out. Of course, we got to put them alongside the vintage action figure so you can see where they drew their inspiration from for this new version. I want to put them alongside the 2000X version, which is the first time they really made him big and hulking and hunched over. So he definitely takes influence from that one, I think. We've got Masters of the Universe Classics as well. We've got the Club Filmation version. We've got the Revelation version in there. And we've got the Origins version in there. So interesting to see all the different Beastmans lined up side by side. So there you go, my friends. That is a look at the brand new Netflix animated series version of Beastman, part of this new lineup from Mattel. I think this is a really fun line, especially for kids. So far, I like a lot of the redesigns, not all of them, but this one is one of the better ones for certain. I think it's a really fun figure, and it is starting to hit right now. Like I said, I picked mine up over on Amazon. So happy hunting, my friends, and until next time.